Hello, this is Yomot Koryon.
Hello, this is Kotmisu manager.
What kind of car is this right now?
It's the second generation Seltos.
It's a Seltos, and when we brought it to the most, a lot of people showed interest, but everyone said the same thing. Many people didn't see this car as a compact car.
To define the Seltos exactly, it's a compact car that people buy even though it's expensive. Yes, people buy it even if it's pricey. I don't mean that in a bad way. People who bought this car were strongly determined. It was a definite item on their purchase list.
The decision to buy it? Yes, cars like that exist.
This is exactly the Seltos.
Manager, you always say that one of the cars with unique characteristics is the Ray, in the large SUV category. The Palisade, it's really an amazing car.
This second generation has seen a significant price increase, but the interior has become much more luxurious. It's crazy, so in a way, it's Kia's premium compact car.
Premium luxury compact car, yes.
Luxury compact car?
Honestly, just looking at what's visible, if you tried to find a flaw or got in blindfolded and were asked what car is this, I don't think you could guess.
I don't think you'd even realize it's a compact car.
If you're blindfolded, would you think it's an EV6 or maybe an EV8? Yeah, could it even be an EV9?
They're all pretty similar anyway.
But you know, the people who actually buy this car are just starting their careers.
Just starting their careers. Wow, how can someone just starting out afford this car? It's over 40 million won.
So today, along with the characteristics of this compact car, we'll take a closer look at the suspension that completes the ride comfort, which is something people just starting out might find hard to understand. Yes?
Let's take a look.
Yes.
Since it's a fully redesigned vehicle. Wow, let's see. But now, as a joke, I called it a luxury compact car. And just like the price, Seltos now comes with a hood struts too.
Oh yes, Seltos.
Among the existing owners, we have a lot of female customers. What female customers always say is, oh, it's really hard when putting in washer fluid. Now, men might say, it's not a big deal. Why is it hard? But for women, it can be difficult. Their arm strength is weaker, so in that aspect, it's really nice. And this time, the platform has changed. The previous Seltos was actually a second generation platform, but now with the third generation platform applied, as you can see, it's a structure we've seen a lot.
You put it in well, yes.
The third generation platform features a diagonal structure going down, which is what you're referring to. This means that a new safety standard platform that can handle small overlap crashes has now been applied. This platform, also known as the K3 platform, is used by Hyundai Kia as a unified base for their compact models.
Does this also cover the Sportage up to that model?
Now the front of the platform is shared, but the rear differs slightly. Yes, so what's a bit disappointing is that this engine is now used in the hybrid. They use the 1.6 hybrid powertrain found in the Kona and Niro, not just a regular turbo. Yes, based on today's test drive car, the hybrid trim costs over 43 million won.
Full options, right? Instead of buying that, of course, you should go for a higher class.
Yes, but what if they had put in the 1.6 turbo hybrid? I was a bit disappointed with the idea of this version because it felt a bit dull. It was a bit too smooth, so that was a bit disappointing.
There could be several interpretations of dull, but I think women might not be able to step on it either. Previously, I drove the gasoline turbo, and like the director said, this one felt a bit dull.
It does feel a bit dull.
So you should definitely test drive it yourself, since this kind of thing can vary from person to person.
Yes, so now the hybrid system has finally been added to the Seltos. That means, except for the electric vehicle lineup released by Hyundai and Kia, hybrids are now included in almost all their models.
There's no morning though.
No, I mean, it's included except for mini cars.
It includes small, medium and large models.
Seltos, Sportage, Sorento.
Carnival.
Yes, it was included.
That's right.
That's right, yes.
Now that Staria has arrived, that's right. So the lineup is complete.
Now that I think about it, after trying it, the hybrid powertrain is now available for all vehicles. That's how it worked out. Yes, so if you look at the hybrid now, you can see that it also has an integrated brake module, which is included in the electronic brake module. And as for the overall finish, well, this is something Hyundai and Kia are really good at.
Good.
It's nice.
But Chief, these days, even in mass-produced cars, they use things like aluminum mounts in these areas.
So now, brands that are really serious about the basics like GM even put aluminum mounts in a 26 million won Trax. But right now, Hyundai and Kia don't have them.
I wish they would do it. With such a cool design, I think both the exterior and interior should be praised.
It seems like things are heading in that direction now. Hyundai and Kia seem to be focusing more on convenience features and interior design. And then when it comes to the basics like driving performance and handling, it seems like they're just maintaining a certain level. That's the trend these days.
Am I expecting too much because things have improved so much?
That's not true. The cars we've driven lately are already good. If Hyundai and Kia improved a few more things, they would totally dominate the market.
They might actually end up taking over the whole world.
Because Hyundai and Kia in the subcompact segment,
Compact.
they're a major player in the subcompact segment and make good subcompact cars. They do well, but adding those features would make them even better.
Yes, sir. Now we're going to look at the front wheel suspension. A lot of people have seen front wheel setups, but they're still curious about why we look at this and how the ride quality is created in the front wheel suspension. Could you explain it for us?
First of all, in this class, it's 100% structural.
McPherson structure, yes.
They use the same McPherson structure. When you turn it, the shock absorber turns too.
Please do it one more time.
Ah.
If I turn this, it's spinning now, right?
In the past, this structure meant that the shock absorber would rotate and its direction would change, right? Because of that, the shock absorber's damping performance inevitably decreased. But now, with the application of technologies like amplitude selective dampers or more recently frequency selective dampers, things have improved a lot. The biggest difference with double wishbone is that the shock absorber doesn't rotate along when you turn it.
So the shock absorber is fixed, right? It's fixed, isn't it?
The shock absorber doesn't twist depending on the angle the wheel moves. It always moves at a fixed angle. But here, when you turn the wheel like this, the shock absorber turns along with it. Oh.
Just one more time.
Yes.
Wow, yes. So this is how it works? Yes.
So the shock absorber turns along with it. But this shock absorber should always stay fixed to operate consistently. It needs to operate consistently. But when the direction changes, the angle of the shock absorber changes too.
That's right. The camber angle changes.
So because of that, the driving feel can't always be consistent. And with McPherson strut, things like the camber angle change depending on the steering direction or cornering situation. That's why it's disadvantageous in terms of ride comfort.
So not everything comes down to ride comfort, but stability as well. And in the end, the final setup is important. But yes, you definitely can't ignore the structural differences either. That's right.
But in the case of the double wishbone suspension, the camber angle always stays consistent depending on the ride height. And since the shock absorber doesn't rotate with the steering direction, it can always maintain a consistent cushion. Aluminum knuckles are rare, but they use them on the Seltos.
Yeah, over here, that's right.
So now,
aluminum.
When it comes to alloys, people are still arguing about who has more or less. But if you think about it simply, for luxury cars, aluminum alloys is easier to adapt to and organize. Yes, so they say it's for weight reduction, but if you make aluminum alloy properly for rigidity, it becomes very heavy.
So I think what a lot of people misunderstand is this. Since it's an aluminum alloy, they just think of it as aluminum and they don't really consider what else is added to it. So that's what makes the difference. And those parts are just decided by the manufacturer's experts, like why they use them in luxury cars. That's how I'll sum it up. Yes.
So if you look at it, since they usually share the same platform, you can just think of it as having the same configuration as the Nero or Elantra class.
Yes.
The brakes are also 294mm discs with a single one-piston disc.
They use the one-piston caliper and then
this kind of wheel guide.
And the parts too.
If you look, it's just
plastic, and the coverage is a bit wider at the front like this.
Yes.
So now
those materials, typical for a compact car, aren't sound-absorbing structures.
Like this.
They use this kind of stuff.
Manufacturers are also strict about this part, but a better structure might be a softer, more flexible and absorbent material, right?
That definitely differentiates the classes.
Right, in a way that's just natural, since all manufacturers do that. That's true.
Let's take a look at the back as well.
Yes. I'll check the rear suspension as well.
This time, what's changed a lot is the Seltos. Previously, if you didn't choose four-wheel drive, the rear had a torsion beam type.
Four-wheel drive, the first generation?
But in the second generation, a multi-link was applied. So I was like, oh, but then they pulled another sneaky move here.
Oh, is there a trick? Yes.
For gasoline, the two-wheel drive uses a torsion beam.
That's right. It's the same as before.
Only the hybrid, even in two-wheel drive, uses a multi-link.
So basically, they're telling you to buy the expensive one.
Buy the expensive one. That's a bit disappointing.
Here.
If you look at the back, I said this is the K3 compact car platform, right? If you look closely, what does it say? It says CN7, right?
Isn't our CN7 the one that starts with 5? That's right. It's compatible with Elantra's parts.
That's right. They use the same mount.
Is it only the mount? The shock case is somewhat different.
If it's the shock absorber, you can set it up according to the car's characteristics, so there are some differences, but yeah, you can use the same mount for things like this. So if you look at the part system of this car, it's the same for the EV3 and the EV4. They use a lot of part systems that go out as AA.
Yes.
These parts are compatible with the compact car platform. So even for stabilizer parts, for example, the CN7 Elantra and EV3 all use them in the front, and the EV4 uses the same ones as well.
Correct. From the manufacturer's view, compatibility is what's important.
That's right, because that's how they get better margins, right?
But the prices don't go down that easily, right?
Despite using the same parts, prices now differ greatly.
I wish they would go down together. Yes.
So if you look at the back, it's just the regular type in the back.
It's not a solid type single disc, it's just a single type.
Yes.
Solid means it has 2 discs.
That's right. Now that's the vented type.
Vented type, 2 discs.
But since the weight is light, usually in these kinds of cars, they use solid type. So if you look at the rear as well, the wheel liner is just made of plastic.
No, there's a reason why they use wheel covers, wheelhouse covers like this. Yes, the purpose is to reduce the noise coming up from the ground. Yes, I feel like the noise comes more from the rear, actually, the back, yes. Usually, since there's an engine, you'd think it comes from the front, but that's not the case. Yes.
I feel like it's coming from the back. So if you look at what manufacturers usually do, when you remove the wheelhouse cover, you'll see that the soundproofing material used in the back is more expensive than the one in the front.
They use a dense, costly material, that's right.
The tire spins here, and when it rubs against the ground, that wah sound acts like a resonance chamber inside here.
That's right, it's a structure that creates resonant sounds.
So that's why we put a cover on the wheel well. Some economy cars lack covers. For example, certain Chevrolet models. Those cars don't use this cover. Instead, they sometimes add a thick protective coating.
Since we usually look at higher end cars, we often talk about things like aluminum mounts, but this is a compact car, right? It actually has an aluminum mount here. So economy cars don't have that?
They don't have it.
They don't have it, yes.
They don't have it.
So this is what we call a city car.
With compact cars, the bottom is designed like this, leaving a large hole in the middle. And then they did that. The shock absorber fits there with a rubber piece above and below, and a bolt secures it.
So the vibration from the compact car comes up from the floor.
The typical vibration and noise that comes up, it's just overwhelming.
Wow, but looking at it from the perspective of a compact car, small cars are nice.
That's right. Compared to my Ray, if you look at this one now, this is a really luxurious car.
Is it a luxury car? Yes, that's right, it's nice.
Now let's take a look under the car.
Yes.
Let's take a look at the redesigned undercarriage.
But when I looked at it from the back like this, I saw that the cover was done well.
This is truly world-class.
They've blocked off everything except the center, making you wonder if it's an electric car.
They've blocked it off, they have, but what's a bit disappointing is that I wish they had done something about the center part as well.
Yeah, wow, but they're really serious about the cover.
Yeah, so at the bottom with this cover.
As a decorative material.
So now for Hyundai and Kia models, starting from compact cars, the covers are all full covers.
Oh, it's fully covered underneath, almost like an electric car. This is under the front subframe, and they've done the same in the middle.
Still, that's right. Doing it like this car is a hybrid, right? For hybrids, fuel efficiency depends on aerodynamic characteristics. So the wind resistance underneath is also aerodynamic. It's rolling resistance. So you also need to reduce the resistance underneath. As you can see, it's fully covered here, which is done well. And even at the front, even though it's a compact car, look at this. It has active air flaps applied.
Are they installed both above and below? Yes, they're on the top and here as well. It's installed inside here as well, yes.
So now, when it needs air, does this close? Yes, it's better for warm-up efficiency and air resistance as well.
Do compact cars have active air flaps?
They shouldn't have that.
They shouldn't. Then does that mean there's no cover on the bottom either?
There is a cover.
No, the Morning and Ray doesn't have one right now.
The undercover is very minimal like this, yes.
It's kind of like a bikini, haha, now that I think about it.
Yeah, that's right.
I just assumed it would be there.
Well, I don't know about all compact cars. The Morning is pretty decent, but in the case of the Ray, honestly, its shape has nothing to do with the drag coefficient.
That's good. Now the 3rd generation platform has been newly applied this time, yes?
That's right. So if you look at the previous H-type frame, the frame goes forward solidly and crosses like this.
Now, since Chief has shown us the frame so many times,
yes.
The frame's arms seem spread forward, and the wide structure is the 3rd generation platform for internal combustion engines.
That's right.
The completely square structure is EGMP, right?
So now it's like this. And since cars these days are getting redesigned, it's not just about the features or the speed at which features are added, but also about safety and meeting the latest crash test standards. That's often the reason for a full model change.
Yes.
So this one also has to go through testing, and since it needs to be tested, it's built on the 3rd generation platform.
Such structural improvements were made to achieve a good report card.
Since the engine displacement is small, the engine is also quite tiny.
Wow, but recently, Mr. Banjang, you talked a bit about packaging. Looking at it like this, even compact cars aren't really that small. They're not small at all.
The width here is similar to the width of the Arcadia we saw yesterday.
It's pretty similar even when you compare them.
That's because this is a hybrid, right? The engine comes up to here. That's right, the engine is up to here and there's a motor here.
Motor.
The motor takes up this much space.
Oh, is that the motor? And there's a transmission too. Yes, when you talked about our next generation hybrid system last time, you said that packaging is actually more important than the technology itself. Yes, because unless this fits in, you can't put it in many cars.
So in the end, packaging itself is the technology, because you have to miniaturize and fit in a simplified transmission like this, and that's ultimately the real technical skill.
And of course, larger transmissions are bigger than smaller ones, right?
Because the allowable torque is higher, that's right.
So I didn't know either. It means it has to fit inside this frame here, that's right.
That's why it's hard to make front-wheel drive.
In a way, because you have to fit everything in here.
Because you have to fit everything in here.
That's why we're discussing packaging technology.
And also, the more the weight comes forward from the center axis of our wheels, the worse the driving performance gets. So we have to push it inside from the center of the front wheels. So how was it done on the Volvo we reviewed?
Despite being front-wheel drive, it has a long, deceptively long nose.
That's right, but you can't make a compact car like that. So with this kind of packaging, since technology keeps advancing, don't you think it'll get even slimmer in the future? So even though a perimeter type member has been applied, the inner part here is basically the same structure as the traditional H member. It's the same structure. Next, the engine, transmission, and mounts use a 3-point structure.
Where are the 3 points on the transmission?
You can't see it from above, but there's one on the upper side of the transmission.
Next, on the engine side, hold it here on top of the engine side, and the center roll bracket is here in the middle, so it's 3 points like this. And for vehicles with higher torque or more power, they usually have 4 points, right?
And sometimes they use 4 points to reduce vibrations even more.
So diesel engines have more torque than gasoline ones, right? Is that why they're used?
Right? For diesels like the Carnival and the Palisade, the diesel engines have 2 roll brackets, 2 center brackets.
Even for the same car models? Yes,
So there's one holding the engine, and then there's this center roll bracket and another one on the engine side. It's probably because they're powerful, have a lot of torque, you know, those kinds of cars, those ones. Like when the ISG operates, it feels like a truck engine shutting off.
No, the car kind of shudders. Yeah, that's right. Oh, here's the car.
This mount also has some amazing technology in it. Since this car is a compact and has low torque, as you can see, the roll bracket bushing is also quite small.
That's interesting. Knowing about the roll, I notice a difference now.
The roll bracket is also kind of mini-sized. If you look here, you can see it right away. The steering system, wow. It has a power steering system, but since this is a compact car, it's an electronic C-type column system.
What is that, CMDPS? Yes, that's what's in here. You're talking about this, right? That's right. Oh, but when I looked at it, usually when we talk about it, we distinguish C-type from R-type. Can you tell them apart from underneath too?
No motor underneath, and it's slim.
Where?
Where on the rack? There's no motor attached to the gear.
Here, yes.
It's just really compact and slim, and only the rack gear is placed on top like this. Then in this case, the motor must be inside.
Then this one is a C-type, yes. That means the one that's attached closer to the wheels is the R-type. That's why the responsiveness and feel are better, right?
And unlike the R-type, the C-type has the motor right below the steering wheel.
Yes.
So you can't make the motor very big. What happens if the motor is big? It would have better control power. So if you move it down, there's a bit more space here. So with the R-type, you can use a slightly larger motor.
So it's relatively often used in higher-end cars.
Now, the R used in high-end cars and the R that's advertised are a bit different. So with this R-type, is it just the motor that's R?
It's just the motor position that's R, right? Just here?
There are R-types where C and R are the same, but only the position is changed. Is it really just the position that's changed?
Next.
Now, the belt-driven ball screw method.
Ball screw method, yes.
So now the methods used in high-end vehicles, that's the real R-type. For domestic cars, it's used in models like the Genesis and from the Genesis and Palisade. As for imported cars, many of them are using that method as well.
So when we often say the handling feels a bit loose, that's the cheaper method, right? You have to keep correcting the steering, and to be precise, the R-type with the ball screw method is the high-end one, right? I was curious about that.
And you can see the stabilizer here like this. But what's a bit disappointing is this. Back in the Dolphin, even though it was a cheap car,
Oh, you're talking about this. It used to be made of duralumin. That's right, even this had a difference, didn't it? Yes.
There's a difference in the damping amount.
It would be better if the sound lessened when thumps from the road, but that's not true with the smaller ones.
Now my perspective has changed a bit. If it were the previous Seltos, I'd just go, okay. But since the price has gone up, I expected some premium features like this. This is a bit disappointing.
Actually, what's inside there right now is exactly this, right? This is a bushing.
It's a stabilizer bushing, though cars now use bonded bushings. Want to touch it?
Yes, here.
Yes, there's metal inside here. Once the stabilizer is assembled like this, there's no friction inside. In the past, when the stabilizer broke, what kind of sound did it make? It sounded like horse hooves, clattering, 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 clattering.
And as you can see now, the part that wraps around here is made of aluminum, which helps even more. It creates a better ride quality.
So these days, since there's no friction, the lifespan is really long. But for durability, they use this type, the one with metal inside. The downside of this metal bushing is that it's very stiff. Yes, since it holds this tightly, the durability is good. So what do they do because of that? In luxury cars, they sometimes add a balance weight or cover it with an alloy material. Also, instead of attaching it directly to the member, they add a bracket and assemble the bushing on top of that, to reduce even a little bit of the vibration that comes into the cabin.
Okay.
So if you look at it, overall, compact cars like Elantra, Nero, Kona, they all pretty much use the same interchangeable parts.
In the compact class, this is the typical suspension setup. That's how you can understand it.
Compared to before, it's still a good structure. However, it's a bit disappointing that this time the Seltos feels softer. Now looking at the front, they used aluminum for the knuckle here, even though it's a compact car.
Wow, you're right. They made it pretty wide.
Yes, so they used aluminum and it's applied to the aluminum knuckle. Now even Korean compact cars are using aluminum knuckles, so this much has become standard now.
Now I'm suddenly curious again. Compact cars,
You seem to like compact cars, but there are none here, just cast metal.
No, we usually view compact cars negatively compared to larger ones. It makes me wonder if this is the norm or if there's more to it.
The K5 and the hybrid, their price ranges overlap.
K5 and is it a compact?
Yes, but that one even uses an aluminum lower arm, and its ride comfort and handling feel more premium. So if the prices are similar, then the K5 would be different, right?
So to be honest, that's right. It's a subcompact and a mid-size, not even a compact. Once you know that, like you said, you just make your choice. No one is forcing you to choose, right? You're making an informed decision yourself. That's right. That's how opportunity cost comes in, right?
Yes, things like tie rod ends are just cast parts.
This is slightly connected to the knuckle and lower arm, but it's not exactly the tie rod.
It's just strong.
Sir, what does this tie rod do, huh?
When you turn the steering wheel, this part grabs the knuckle, and as you turn the wheel from above, the knuckle moves like this to steer. If there's any bumping or damping here, that force will travel through the connected parts and focus on the subframe. Yes, so it'll come inside through the subframe and reach the steering wheel. That's why, if you look over here on the main bar, you'll see they use bushings here.
Subframe bushing, yes.
They use the subframe bushing, but the bushing is a bit small, right? It would be better if it were bigger and made of a material that reduces vibration.
There's a difference in these parts, yes.
The heat shield, you like the heat shield?
Yes, I think there's a difference depending on the grade, right? The ones with aluminum could be used here too, but should we consider this a cheaper material?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yes, well, there's reinforcement in the middle and it's made so you can mount it. Also, these little mini things, the idea is really good.
That's right. Here, instead of welding, they're using clamps. Yes.
And this looks like a fuel tank, but why is it placed here?
There's the exhaust system here.
Because it's hot. Yes, it's hot because it gets heat.
This fuel tank is also really tiny.
It's on the small side.
Yes, it's small. Okay, let's take a look at the back.
Yes.
If you look at the back, you'll see the multi-link suspension. For the hybrid, both two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive have it. For the gasoline model, only the four-wheel drive version has the multi-link suspension. So it's only available in the four-wheel drive version, but this structure is compatible with almost all vehicles like the old i30, Nero, Veloster, and even up to the EV3 and EV4.
Yes, but Mr. Pan, I noticed that the spring is positioned inside like this. Why is it designed that way?
It's front-wheel drive, right? Yes, the lower you position the upper point of this spring, the lower the floor of the interior space will be.
To maximize the interior space even a little more.
Whether it's the Sportage or this one, they both hide a coil of the spring all the way down to the lower arm like this.
This much is what's inside right now.
Correct. But don't you think front-wheel drive makers know this? I covered it in Grand Colliers episode 4 too.
Yes, that's right.
So if you lower this position, you can lower the floor inside the car, and in automobiles, even 1 centimeter is really important. Yes, that's the kind of thing that requires design technology.
Those kinds of structures, yes.
And considering the car class, it's better to have multi-link suspension like this.
cross member too, yes, yes.
Yes, this is definitely a bit more.
It's a bit sturdier. Yes.
Then, Chief,
We're asking because this car has the torsion beam. There's a long beam on one side, right?
that's right, torsion beam type.
Torsion beam, then is there an extreme difference? It feels like first-time buyers should absolutely avoid it. But for those driving the Seltos right now,
Drivers of cars with torsion beams generally have no major complaints.
previously it seemed there were many problems with it. I commute in the city, about that much, or some people might drive on mountain roads or roads with a lot of potholes. Is there a big difference between the two suspensions?
Naturally, the multi-link has a better angle for the tire's contact patch on the ground. Theoretically,
Then, in an extreme case, you go over a speed bump.
this is a lot of...
So everywhere,
Some people say it's because of the thumping sound when it drops, but even a multi-link will make a thump if you hit it hard.
what happens if you drive hard?
There's really no way around it, but if you're aware and go over smoothly, it's basically the same.
Just if you go at about 30 km/h.
So it's not that multi-link is always good, and it's not that torsion beam is always bad either.
We've really felt what that means a lot, haven't we? There have been cases where multi-link was worse than torsion beam, right?
This one also has a multi-link suspension, but this time the setup is much softer.
In conclusion, it's important to recognize structural differences, but completing the setup well matters even more.
So if they've done it equally well,
Since it's the same for these vehicles, the multi-link is probably still better than the torsion beam, right?
it would have been better if the gasoline model had a multi-link too, but that's disappointing.
Yes, yes.
And now in the back as well, there's a knuckle, aluminum, and
Oh, that's right. There's aluminum here, no knuckle, and a trailing arm.
the trailing arm is installed in a two-point style like this.
It goes into the chassis and comes out like this, but is there a reason why the knuckle and the trailing arm are connected?
This structure is commonly used as the base type for front-wheel drive vehicles.
This.
With this structure then,
What does the trailing arm do?
the trailing arm is now the support axis.
Support axis, yes. Does it hold the knuckle side tightly?
This one only extends horizontally from the cross member.
Horizontally, yes.
If it only extends horizontally, this part shifts back and forth, right? The trailing arm supports it as the axis.
The direction, yes. So the bigger or sturdier it is, the better the straight line stability becomes?
Not just straight line stability, but it also helps maintain alignment better according to the load on the rear of the vehicle.
I realized today that compact cars have these characteristics. Test driving the new Seltos, I got behind the wheel, huh? So, with the third generation platform, it's changed a bit. But there's one thing that bothers me. Of course, it's the price. If you look at the mid 30 million one range, you start to see the Sportage. How do you choose?
If you're getting the gasoline version, picking one in the low to mid 30 million one range is fine, right?
For value for money, yes.
So instead of going for the highest trim, I recommend getting the mid-level trim for the 1.6 turbo gasoline and just choosing the options you need. If you're considering a hybrid, honestly, unless you absolutely have to get the Seltos, I think you should also take a look at the Nero if you're looking at hybrids.
Because it's cheaper too.
The Kona as well.
That's true. You're right.
Kona is much cheaper too.
So there are alternatives, right? Yes.
The Kona shares the same platform but is much cheaper.
And the Kona also felt a bit more lively.
If you add up the same options, that's right. So take a look at the Kona as well.
Yes.
And the Sportage, which overlaps in price the mid-level trims.
Prestige and things like that, they're pretty good.
You can even consider the Noblesse trim.
If the price increases, be cautious when buying since many alternatives exist. You should test drive both lower and higher trims. Yes, that's correct.
And if it doesn't have to be this car, I would recommend you try the K5 hybrid.
The K5 is on a different level.
It's on a completely different level.
That's right, unless you're someone who insists on having an SUV. Yeah, that's true.
Because if you're going to spend 40 million one, if you have to spend 40 million one, then I really recommend you try the K5.
I really agree with that. Let me put it a bit differently. For compact cars, it's right to choose based on price. That's true.
Back in 2019, when the Seltos was really popular and selling well, the front-wheel drive gasoline full option model was in the 29 million one range. But now, if you look at the hybrid, it goes up to 43 million one, which feels quite expensive.
The car we saw today, I was impressed by the interior, and I was also impressed by the exterior design. But what hasn't changed at its core is that this manufacturer is so smart they just can't hide it when it comes to the ride comfort from the underbody.
Ride comfort NVH?
NVH?
The NVH has improved a little.
It's gotten better.
It's gotten a little better, and the ride quality also seems to have been set a bit softer with these 19-inch wheels, but this softness wasn't all that great.
Did you like seeing the new Seltos today? I tried both cars at the same time last time. The gasoline turbo felt lively and masculine, and I think women would prefer the hybrid.
It's really smooth, isn't it?
So in conclusion, make sure to try both cars, and if you also test drive the Nero, Kona, and even the Sportage as recommended by the team leader today, you'll experience something on the level of the K5, so I think you won't have any regrets. Director, thanks for staying late. Let's say goodbye together. Thank you.
Get accurate new car information quickly. Thank you.